You're what are we? We're 26-29. So maybe you guys can have a little bet. What do you think my rating will be by the end? I'm gonna aim to get it to, let's say, 2650. Let's see if we can get up to 2650 today. 2700 might be a bit of a push. Can't remember what I was talking about there. I'm not actually playing Title Tuesday today, unfortunately, because I've got to pop out. I would do normally, but I've got to go out. So the answer is no. Okay, what's happening here? So this probably is some theory, a little sideline. I'm just going to try to get my pieces into the game. And good, we had some guesses coming in. Jens Chess thinks my rating will go down 3 points. Thank you, Jens. Nice that you're a believer. Thank you, Jens. Great, Jens. The way this opening is going, I'm just aiming to exchange pieces off. When you've got the black pieces, you kind of got to be happy with just trying to get equality, really, if your opponent plays an opening. So I'd imagine this kind of position should be fairly even. Maybe a little bit more space for white, but it's not that bad, I don't think. Oh, MoveBot's gone a bit wrong there. Let me turn MoveBot off after this. I'll do it now, shall I? There's no tournament going on. Yeah, I've got to be a little bit careful here. He's got a little bit of pressure, so I might need to take a slightly worse position here by playing this move, just in order, because my pawn structure is bad, in order to take some of the pressure away. So I got these pawns, and I expect that means I'm a little bit worse. I'm trying to turn MoveBot off as well, so I'm doing a lot of things. Why is MoveBot change? Don't change. But I have the bishop. My pawn structure is pretty horrible, but my bishop could be a very nice piece as well. I mean, let me see where. Oh, come on. Custom commands, is it that? Play in the Harry tournament. There we go. I've managed to turn that off, so I hopefully can concentrate on the chess fully now. Okay, so I'm going to put my king on c7, and I suppose this kind of idea is the only thing that scares me. My opponent, I think I want to keep rooks on the board. I'm just thinking about how to play this position, and yeah, this probably I should have done something about this. Oh no, he can't. Okay, well I'm happy he's gone there, because now he can't do that plan. So I mean, I can swap rooks, but I don't feel like I want to swap rooks, because rooks and bishops tend to work very well together. So I want to ideally keep my rook on the board. Now king f3, probably a safe way for him to play. And can I now try to use my e-pawn? So my pawns look very ugly, but in some ways they can coordinate pretty well together as well. So he's going to put his knight on this square, right? Okay, well let's play this. I'm not sure about this because this pawn is very weak, but I can, for the time being, hopefully get maybe these two pawn moves in. If I get my pawn here, it stops his knight coming in. So this followed by the rook coming up here, and it's definitely the correct decision for me to keep the rooks on the board, because again, like I say, bishop and rook work very well. So I think this must be correct. And now I can take and win a pawn. This is also a very interesting move, and I actually prefer this move because it stops him getting counterplay of his pawn. Of course, I don't win material this way. Maybe I should have grabbed that pawn, but I like the way I'm keeping control, and a very good strategy when you're playing against... oh, why didn't I go there? That was my idea all along. I should have just gone there, which was winning on the spot. I'm trying to be a bit too clever here and do it this way, which also wins on the spot. This is my idea. When you're playing against a knight, a very good strategy is to use your pawns to take away your the squares through your opponent's knight. If anyone else has just come into the stream, hello as well. Hello, Hairy Chess. Hello, tall Dutchman. Hello, Thomas. Good afternoon to you as well, sir. I brought this new cup recently, and it's a nice one, isn't it? Is my opponent actually playing on here? Is he actually? He is actually going to play on here, which is a little bit strange, isn't it? I mean, he seems to be in, He seems to be like quite a lot of pieces down here, like a whole rook. I mean, it's a little bit. I won't play him again. People who do this, people who play on in completely lost positions, we just don't play again. This is a waste of bloody time. You know, waste of bloody time, right? Honestly, a bit insulting. Yeah, I mean, you know, we all... Well, I mean, when you're playing chess, it's like they are the enemy. Do you want to see what kind of tea I'm drinking anyway? Let's see if anyone can guess. Let's see if anyone can guess. Can you see that? You probably can't see that. Can you see that? Can you see that tea? Looks weird, right? I don't think you can see it. That's the colour of it. Anyone guess? Guess the tea. Oh, my move. Okay, let's play. So we've got 100% so far. Oh, nice. Tetley's. Irish tea. I guess Irish tea is like Irish coffee, is it? Irish tea is basically like tea and whiskey. Is that right? Maybe. I don't know. Is that what Irish tea is? I'm not having an Irish tea. I've got to drive later, so that wouldn't be one of my better ideas, I feel. Mushroom tea. I hear that was it lion's mane mushroom is very good for you, and it's not quite the right season for any other type of mushroom. Be interesting to play chess on mushrooms. I did that once actually in Amsterdam. Played smashed a grandmaster off the board, but again that was in the olden days. I'm too old for that now. It's actually hemp tea with high CBD concentration, if anyone's wondering, which is meant to relax you and concentrate you. So yeah, if I win every game today, it's obviously nothing to do with me, it's to do with the hemp tea, and I've got my very artistic mug to drink out of. Okay, no, okay, that's a clever idea. I missed this idea because when the queen comes there, it's a little bit annoying. Okay, this e5 is a very good move from my opponent. Oh shit, I've just dropped that one. Okay, stop thinking about tea and play some chess. That was really silly of me. Why did I do that? Really silly. I'm not even threatening to trap his queen because he can take my pawn, so I've just dropped a pawn from a very nice position, which is really, really stupid. Now, can we try to do something which looks stupid like this, but aims to trap his queen? Or do we just go g5 and aim to trap this? I don't know, something a bit... I mean, this is my one threat, but he's got... Okay, now if I take here, go rook here, he takes there. If I go there, he goes queen here, and he's just about hanging on. I say hanging on, he's probably doing okay, right? So, yes, this is the way to... I mean, a little bit annoyed the way I played this one. Okay, I don't really like this move. He's taken with the rook, of course, and now he's taking here. So this is going horribly wrong, this position for me. And I certainly haven't played this well. This is a bad game. I had a very nice opening. And now I'm going to have to play an ending 2 pawns down. I realise he's winning another pawn, but I don't really see another option there. I need to try and liquidate the position a little bit. And try... I mean, this ending's going to be so grim, but what else do I do? So this is a bad game, but okay. It is 2 whole pawns in the ending, so I haven't got much hope here, to be honest. We have to just see how he's going to win it. We have to sit tight here and let him win this position, which is not very fun, is it? Okay, do I take with a knight? I think he's done a good job there, because now his king can come in, and I just have to wait for doom. Yeah, this is just grim. This is very grim. Okay, so he gets past pawn, and any drawing chances here, do we feel? Don't really like my chances much. Okay, a little trap there. If he goes king c4, maybe I can go g4. And that might be okay for me, because I'm hitting his bishop. Okay, so we're going to go g4. And now... it's a hard position to work out this. As in, is this holdable or not? This is annoying. Is this a holdable position? He's got a lot of pawns. I think I'm going to be in Zugzwang, right? Why didn't I go check? That was my plan all along. Oh, that was really stupid of me. This check was my plan all along. So I don't know why I didn't come this way, and now it's clearly losing. That was very annoying. That was really annoying. That was a bad game. Maybe the ending was holdable, but I certainly got a very nice opening there, but then played some very bad moves in the middle game there. I was thinking about my tea too much. Okay, so we've got the warm up out of the way. Happy days. Bit of tromp action. I love this opening. I especially love it when they play c5. Especially love it when they play c5. You don't know what tea is? It's hemp tea. Hemp tea. Does that mean anything to you, Yobius? Hemp, like CBD. It's kind of the stuff. It's legal, but it's kind of like the stuff they have in, you know. What am I doing? Stop asking me about tea. I blunder pawns when you ask me about tea. Nothing to do with my play. I didn't want to give that pawn up, did I? Why do I do that? Does it help me relax? Well, clearly it doesn't help much at the moment, does it, Yobius? Clearly not. Clearly not helping me relax. It's stressing me out. Bloody hemp tea. Fucking useless tea. That's what I call it. Okay, let's try. It's only a pawn. We don't have to worry. Here. It's a sacrifice. Sacrifice. And we're gonna. Okay, we're gonna get loads of play. Still think this pawn. I think, yeah, this is correct. Now I wanted to try and do some stuff maybe with a knight coming in when he takes my pawn, but is this okay? I think we have to put a pawn in the middle. So I'm 2 pawns down. Not doing very well with my pawns, but I've never really liked my pawns. Never really liked him. Grandmaster Gambit stuff there. Yeah, well, that's one way to describe it. That's why I wouldn't call it maybe Grandmaster shitanigans. Maybe Grandmaster shitanigans. That's probably more to the point. Poor Harry, yeah, but you know Harry's opened up. Look at that. It ain't gonna be a poor Harry forever. Now, do I give up the 3rd pawn just to do this? I think we must. You know, when you've given up 2, it really doesn't matter how many pawns you give up. If you've given up 1 pawn, it maybe matters because you might be able to survive an ending. But when 2 pawns, 3 pawns, it really doesn't matter, does it? It really makes no difference at all. So look at this. So we're going for this attack here, and I'm getting my knight in. So I'm kind of thinking like I'm feeling all right here. But maybe I'm just far too optimistic. You know, I've got these guys coming in. I've got g4. This looks kind of interesting, right? You know, this looks kind of interesting. Now, this check is certainly an option. Check in here, check it out, and then I'll probably have to get rid of that strong defensive bishop. I'd love to play g4, but I can't while his knight is here. I've also got moves like knight d6, so there's a lot of temptations here. But this check has to be right, yeah? This has to be right, because he has to get rid of his bishop. And then his king is always going to be a little bit exposed. Now, are we concerned about that? Well, I don't know. You know, 3 pawns, he might as well have a rook as well. You know, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so he's gone here. This is a good move. This is a really annoying move. And now I have to go backwards to go forwards. But his king is still weak, I tell myself. I try to convince myself. With knight here, f3 and g4. At least I am. If I go here, f6. Okay, we don't want to go backwards, do we? We just have to go f3 against f6, right? Now he can take there. And then then I'm just losing track of the pawns. Ah dear. This is annoying. I shouldn't have gone forwards. I should not have gone forwards. Okay. Now. I'm going to have to keep going forwards. You can have a couple more pawns. Okay. This is going horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. Now, I'm really desperate to get my queen in here, but I'm starting not to believe it. So I'm kind of like, okay, he didn't even take it, which is quite okay. So we need to keep there's no point backing down now. At all cost, we need to open up the H file. We've got queen over here coming. We've got G5, knight F6. This is the good news. He's got 30 seconds. Okay. Now this is my idea, but am I just being completely ridiculous? With rook takes H5, knight F6, knight G5 as my main options. It actually looks quite scary for him. Is this playable? You know, if I have to sack the king, Chris, then I have to sack the king. Now watch out for this little one. Yeah, okay. Now what about bishop d3? Or do I just take this one? I'm getting so confused. Oh, I'll take it. We can't allow... I could have gone... I don't know. Oh, what the... Okay, he's got a check here. King here. Okay, let's go here. What is going on here? If he takes knight here, check. And at least... Okay, now this one I was trying to work out. And... Oh my god, I'm scared. He took my queen. I didn't even see that. Where did that come from? He's not allowed to... Oh... Oh dear. Well, yeah, I mean, it was always under control. Always under control. We had the attack. Whenever you got the attack, it's always fun and games, isn't it? It's fun and games attacking. I forgot I could take his queen there. The problem is, you know, as you get older, your vision gets more disturbed, and I was only looking at his king, and I didn't realise that actually queens can move all the way from one side of the board to the other. Did you know that? If you had a queen over there, it can go all the way down there. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. It's amazing how queens can move. They can move a long way, those queens, can't they? A long way. Clever old queens. Clever old queens. Okay. Now we've got a very sharp Sicilian dragon here. And I try to hold up the kingside attack for as long as possible. And this is the reason I like this opening in Blitz. It's just so you get such exciting positions. It's as simple as that. The positions are incredibly exciting. Now, I'm going to sack a pawn here because I kind of need to get some counterplay. And the reasoning behind this is okay. He doesn't want that. Now, do I keep going? Okay, let's keep going. This is his king is in the middle. I'm expecting he will have to go queenside, but maybe not now. Now that we have this going on, I'm going to take here because I want this square for my knight. So if he moves this bishop away, okay, so he's gone backwards, which I kind of like. Now if I flick this in, I'm getting a little bit scared. So very strange position. What about this one with queen takes d4? Bishop takes bishop, queen takes d4, queen h6. Oh my god, I'm getting a headache in that kind of position. Do you see my idea? I want to go queen takes here, queen takes, knight f3, check. Bishop takes here, queen takes here, queen h6. Can I stop checkmate? I can go knight h7. This is just getting insanely complicated. And if I go check, he goes king e2. And I don't think I have any other good checks there, right? Okay, so here I think he's blundered, right? Because I can go here anyway. And this way, this way I think it's just strong. So he kind of missed. This was the typical mistake. You always look at your opponent's last move and try to work out what they're aiming to do. But it's a good thing. This is the good thing about the dragon. You know, that opening I just played, you get very exciting positions, as you tend to do when you play the King's Gambit. The King's Gambit. And I'm going to do it with Bishop C4. This is an opening I've played for on and off for quite a long period of my life. So what's the rating? Okay, well look, we're going up. Some of you thought I would get over the 2,500 mark. I'm feeling good. So good. Okay, let's develop. Why not? Now he's done quite an interesting line. He's given me a check and then he's coming back because he's saying to me, I've put your king in the wrong square. One thing I have to say to you, even if the King's Gambit is not very sound. Okay, now if I take here, he's going to go d5. So I'm going to force his king to come out first. And I'm going to flick this check in. One thing with the King's Gambit, even if it's not very sound, if you're a lover of chess, which I'm assuming most of you are, because you're here watching this rather than playing outside or whatever you do. If you're a lover of chess, you should play the King's Gambit in a couple of games of chess. You must do, because you get the weirdest of positions, right? You get the weirdest of positions. You know, the King's Gambit is great for getting, like, what is this position on the board here? It's ridiculous, right? Now, I'm going to take here, and I've got 3 pieces developed, so I'm kind of thinking this is like, all right. Now, can we go check king takes queen f7 with absolutely no threats at all? So the answer is, Simon, oh, can we go check here? Oh, hello. Oh, this could be some sexy shit going on here. Check, king here, g4, pawn takes queen, g5, king here. Oh my words. Let's not get excited, but I'm getting excited about this. If he takes it, oh no, he could have taken my bishop. Queen takes here, bishop b4 check, and I'm losing. Okay, but you know, ifs and buts. I don't think this works, because if he takes my queen, I go here check. He can even go queen takes. This is a bit annoying. I'd love to find a way to give up my queen here, but I'm just going to be a wimp and come back because I can't see it. Okay, we tried. We tried to lose the game. He could have... Okay, but now he's coming here. And that... So I need to block the pin. And I think my position is still good, right? Because I got better development. This is a big threat. But it's not as pretty as it maybe could have been. Yeah, thank you, Yobi. Yes, I thought I was quite impressed with my effort at losing the game there for a little tactic. It was I tried. What can I do, Yobius? You try to lose and your opponent doesn't do it. There wasn't bishop b4 check. Hang on a minute, you're right. My king's on f1. You see in that last line, I was analysing the line where he goes bishop b4 check, but my king's not on that square. You see, as you get older, the sight goes as well. It just all goes downhill. You know, blooming heck. That was okay. Right, now we're gonna keep coming forwards. I realise he can take this pawn, but you know, so what? I'm gonna go forwards if he takes that pawn, and I like my position because look at my harmonious development, and he's got these guys still sleeping. So, for example, at some point this rook is going to come here, and it feels like I have pretty good counterplay. Now, is he threatening to take that one? Now this, he does take. It's getting very complex. My time is ticking. Do we have to play? Come on, there must be something like with this. Okay, let's go. He's got. Okay, we're going to go here first to cover this square. And if he goes knight here, then I come in. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I've got to move quick. Not going backwards. We don't like going backwards in life. And I'm going to try to go here to remove this rook. And I've just blundered a piece. Fuck. So I forgot my knights on pre. which is very stupid of me. Still, oh no, I wanted to go queen f4. That was a mouse slip. I wonder what that position was like if I went queen f4. Hang on a minute. Was it so bad? Like if I go queen, hang on a minute. It probably is losing. But if I go queen here now, threatening queen checkmate, is there anything there? Just knight d7. So it was losing. Let's play someone else anyway. Little mouse slip. So okay, so that wasn't a little bit too slow play from me. I'm going to go queen e2 just to put them off playing the French if I can. And so I'm going to play a reverse Dutch setup now. Oh, he's very quick, isn't he? With maybe the queen coming to h4 and attacking over there at some point. But it's about time now to get some wins on the game. I think it's a board, isn't it? Okay, so this one can come later on, but my priority at the moment is to just use... I love having a big center. This is something I like playing with. I like having a big central pawn structure. I find that having a big center gives you great attacking chances later on. So he's taking off very quickly, and his idea is going to be to come here. But this bishop is not, I feel, that strong, and positionally he's playing for tricks. So why is he doing this? Okay, let's just stop the knight coming to that square. If you look at this bishop, I mean, positionally I'm doing very well here, I think, because this bishop, he's swapping off all the pieces except for his bad piece, which seems a bit strange to me. So I'm happy to exchange off some more, but he is very quick, this guy. And let's now go for the kill. When you have a big pawn center, it often means you can start a kingside attack, because you can use those pawns to attack. Now going here is very tempting, but I think some ideas for a more direct attack like this should be more effective. Maybe he has bishop h6. He's obviously not listening to me. And what is the continuation here? Do we bring the other knight around? Do we throw the rook in? I think we might have to play h4 just to defend the knight. And maybe this other knight should be maneuvering around. I was thinking I could have done that immediately as well. And if the queen moves, this is my other main idea. Just queen f3, which I can do now, but then what's his knight doing? Is his knight going anywhere? I'm not worried about the queenside pawn. Let's start with this one. It seems like my knight is going to be better placed on this circuit. Now if he comes in here, I can just dodge with the queen, no? I could have gone queen f3, but then rook f8 comes. And I've got to not put my queen on the f file when it gets hit. So I might as well just push this knight away. Now, taking rooks kind of feels right, no? And now queen here, rook at, okay, let's I want to go knight f7 there. And then bishop here. Then h6, and then queen c7. I'm overthinking this, but where else does the queen go? This bishop g7 is really annoying. I put my, okay, so I don't like this move, but again, if I go queen f3, I couldn't find a good solution to rook f8. That was the problem. So this is still very unclear position. Thank you, by the way, anyone who has subscribed. I wanted to play queen f7, but rook f8, knight f7, bishop here, and my knight is pinned. So okay, now I can move the queen here, which I'm definitely going to do, because he can't play rook f8 anymore because the bishop's not there. And my queen is coming in, so I'm certainly not worried about that little pawn. And I'm always going to have a draw here by perpetual. My knight Might better join in, but we're obviously going for more than a draw. So maybe I should bring the knight in now. Let's do that. Just trying to take this pawn because he can't defend the 7th rank because he can't get a rook or queen here. I might even have ideas of getting a knight here, check, and getting a piece to the h-file. But my main idea is the simple knight takes pawn in this position. And I don't know how he defends against this little threat. If he moves his rook up the board, that's checkmate there. And his time is ticking down. So this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. People asking when I'm going to play Title Tuesday. I'm probably not going to play Title Tuesday, guys, because I've got to go out. Well, I can't. Okay, so hang on a minute. Let me just see if I can finish this off. So this should just win. I've got queen. These two ideas are checkmate. Both of these squares with the queen would be checkmate. So he has to resign. Okay, that was a little bit better than some of the other games. It's got to keep attacking, but controlled attack. So, okay, we haven't done an English opening. Let's go for the English. And we're still trying to get to 2650. So, the English opening, this one, I used to play for a long period of my life. And in essence, it's a little bit more positional. And this next move, I always used to play knight f3 here, but in this chessball course that I made with Richard Palliser pointed out this modern move here. And this idea, leaving the idea of pushing the f-pawn in this quite mainline position, it's a pretty good idea. I really like it because when you castle, you've got these two pawn breaks, d4 and f4, and both these pawn breaks are a lot of fun to play. Your knight supports them, they come up the board, you can take over the center or go for the king side. Hello, by the way, hello Jess Fox, hope you're doing all right. Been a while, Jess. Hope life's treating you well, mate. Now I'm going to castle. He can try to block things down, but I can always break up that pawn structure. Now my king is very safe, and his king is not. So the most natural break I'm thinking would be to try to. Oh, he's going for it. Okay, so he's using this, but how do you meet an attack on the wing? You meet it with a central attack. So I'm going to push in the center, and yeah, he's trying to use Harry against me, but it's a very risky strategy. And I feel now I could play quite slowly with this move, but I feel I should be opening the position. It's quite risky, but I want to open up the center to get to his king. Get to his king. And he's going to try to open up my king. Now, what next? Do we get this one in, or do we keep opening up the central squares? Or is there something even stronger here? This one. Yeah, let's go there, because we're opening up a bishop h5 check. On the other hand, I do allow some threats to g3, hoping I can deal with them. Not so much. Have you done an update DVD on the French? I haven't. I mean, I've been doing so many courses recently that I haven't done anything on the French defense for a while. To answer you, but maybe. Okay, I mean, maybe something for the future. And I know my friend Grandmaster Nicholas Pert was also thinking of doing something on the French for GingerGM. Okay, this is a really complicated and strange structure, so that's why I'm slowing down a little bit. This move makes, I don't know, it doesn't actually make any sense, because just rook h6, right? Why did I put the knight there? That was kind of a, well, then I can take and go e4. So rook h6, I'm thinking I can take that bishop off, and I want to play e4. So I suppose it's like, where does he put his rook? You played Nick and a Simmel, did you, Max? Okay. That would be yeah. How'd you get on against Nick? He's a very good player. British. He was world under 18 champion. So real class act he was. Still is. And in this complex position, my opponent is spending too much time. Okay, so I have to continue with this one. And now he's going to try and open up my king. Interesting play. And he wants to go here next move, I think. But if I go here, he will go queen here, threatening checkmate. What on earth is happening? That's why he spent so long. Really complicated stuff. Takes queen here. Queen here. And then he takes here, and I got, okay. But e4 is the move I want to play. Queen here. How do I deal with the checkmate threats? Not easily, actually. So I probably have to do this one. And I don't want to allow here, so I have to go here. And at the moment I'm a piece up. And e4 is the getting my bishop in is what I need to play. Okay, so he's swapping the queens off, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I need to get them off due to the position of my king. And what is the verdict after all that? I'm not even sure what the verdict is. Who's better in this position and why? Think I would take white, I say, and I make a move very slowly. This move, he's fallen for a bit of a trick with a couple of ideas coming in. Maybe the simplest is just to go rook here, because can he say, okay, I've got so many ideas though. Rook here, yeah, this is the simplest, right? I'm talking very slowly because it's such a complex position, and I say the simplest because I didn't want to allow him to have some discovered check, but this way e4 was the key move all along and gives me a winning position with two big threats. And I'm gonna take off. Wow, okay, there's a number of winning moves there, but I seem to be a lot of pieces up now. Just don't get back ranked, and let's just swap the rooks off to avoid that, and avoid losing on time would be good as well. Okay, so we're getting a bit nearer at 26.50, and we need to top up on the T. Maybe the T is kicking in. Let's see if we can get to 26.50 by the end of this. And what are we going to go for? Let's go for a Dutch. We love a bit of Dutch opening. My favourite opening. Now e3 is an interesting little setup, but the rule I always go for, if I can fianchetto this bishop, then I basically do. And I'm going to play the most aggressive line, which is pointing both my bishops towards his king. And I don't think this system works particularly well, but it's a bit of fun because I'm just going to swing them over, cross my fingers and blunder like I've just done. I've kind of forgot his queen can move there as well. I was hoping I could go rook h6, but hang on a minute. So it's all right. This is okay. It's not that bad. Now he can't play g4 surely, and I want to go rook here anyway. But then if he goes here, I've got f4. Let's try that. It looks like fun. Now he can do this, but then I've got moves like knight f4. I don't know what the hell's going on here. My idea is obviously line up against h2. What is going on? What is going on? Can I play the black line? I can. Okay, what about this move? This seems to be a check. Check it out. Check it out. Oh, this is beautiful. This is sexy. King takes. Look at this. Look at this. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Now, the point is, if he takes my knight, then queen here check, king here, and there's checkmate somewhere, but I'll let you guys work it out. Obviously, you can't play the king on f4. The Dutch never disappoints, does it? The Dutch is always a good opening. Okay, does someone say they want the black line? Well, against d4, you can't really play the black line, but you know what? The Dutch worked pretty well in that last game, didn't it? So let's try to do the same again, shall we? Always a fun opening. Now against g3 you have to change your setup, so I'm going to go for the classical Dutch king side, castles, blah 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 blah, and I go here. This is what we call the classical Dutch, and this is my recommended move in my chessable courses, my GingerGM courses, and everything else. And now this is all fairly normal. I want to get control of the b4 square. Sometimes my knight comes there, and the next very important thing to do in this position is to try and facilitate the move e5, because if I can get this moving, it frees up my pieces, because at the moment they're sleeping, right? But if I can play the move e5, so I'm getting ready now to play it, and I'm going to play it now. This is all theory. I'm probably the world's leading expert in the Dutch, so I know it pretty well. And the reason this works is because I have this little pawn here. And this is a major threat, bishop b4, and you can see the power of having the pawn here. And in the meantime, I played this move, and that does not stop bishop b4. Look at this. This is all tactics. It's all in my Killer Dutch chessable course, my Killer Dutch book. And the point is I give up a piece, but I'm either winning the rook or winning the queen. So we will take the queen. And he's got a lot of pieces for the queen. I'm not going to count them up now because, again, it's still quite... I'm trying to, it's quite a complicated position. But how about we try to keep this pawn now? Because it's only one square from queening, and maybe I've even got ideas of queen d1 on the horizon. If he takes here, rook takes, queen d1, will be game over. And has he done that? Or is he going to go bishop here? Now, what about if I take that and go here and here? Here. Oh, no, shit. What have I done? I've just realised you can go king here. What a muppet. Why did I do that? I thought I was taking that whole rook for nothing, but I'm not. And now it's not so clear. Now, hang on a minute. First thing, can I take there? Rook takes rook, king takes, and he's got to move his rook. Rook here, and I can't see a good move. So I think I have to go for this, and I'm going to need to count up the material soon, aren't I? Equal material, so I shouldn't have given my queen up there. That was silly. Silly giving up my queen. And this position is probably a draw because it's opposite coloured bishops, and it's equal material. It must be a draw. I'm thinking, I'm always the eternal optimist. So I'm thinking with a pawn there, it might be a little bit harder for my opponent, but that's not necessarily true. And this will just be a draw. So yeah, so I messed that up. There's no real way I can make advantage of this pawn, I feel. And he's now doing a very good thing of just swapping that one off. I am going to be... Okay, another clever move before I get time to play this. But I do... no, it's just, I'm trying to find any way to try and win this, but this is heading straight to a draw. I mean, this is my one idea, but he can always go king c1 to stop that. And there's nothing to do here, I think, right? It's completely blockaded. So it's a dead draw. Dead draw. Dead draw. My king's a little bit more active, but I can never... Let's offer him a draw, because if he just moves his bishop backwards and forwards, it's a dead draw. So we're offering him a draw. Okay, that was just a little bit of miscalculation on my part there. I should have calculated try and stalemate a lead. Mary, I could have tried stalemate in there, couldn't I? That would have been a much more interesting finish, right? Okay, so I'm still determined to get up to 2650 in this little blitz session. So what is this move? Is this a theory move? Probably a theory move. So okay, probably still theory. I wish I knew the theory, but I don't. And b3's, I mean, I'm trying to just mix up my openings a little bit, get a mixture of openings with the white pieces on the board. When you're black, I think you have to be a lot more careful with your openings because there's less room for going wrong. But when you've got the white pieces, you can be more experimental. And I like my pawn structure because I've got more pawns in the center of the board here. It's a bit like I'm going to take... Do I take that one? No, we don't need to do that yet. So we can go d4 and move the bishop back if it gets in trouble. This is a bit like a Sicilian, right? A Sicilian opening, it seems to me. Now, I'm going to stop the bishop coming there, because that seems like a rather annoying pin. But I think he should now be moving his knight somewhere. Yeah, definitely this. And we're going to get a rather equalish position. And I think in this structure it's right to go for a queen exchange for me, because he does have 3 pieces looking at my queen. So I'm wondering the best way I can go about that. But he's playing very well here, because this stops my bishop coming back to a good square. And a queen exchange, well, my pawn structure then is going to be quite grim. So how do I try to... My pieces are not great, are they? This is the thing. So I think my bishop wants to come all the way back here, right? Then I can use my G pawn and defend that one. And I'm gonna go for queen G4. Hope he exchanges queens. And he does. I'm happy he exchanges queen. This is another case where double pawns I think is quite good for me, because this clump of pawns should work very well together. This is a very clever move. It stops me going b4 and starting what is called a minority attack there. A minority attack is when you use that pawn to try and harass your opponent's pieces over here. So now, do I want to swap bishops or keep my bishop? I'm going to put my king on f4 and try to use my center by going e4 here. So rook e8 would be a good move, preempting that idea. Now here I think I should certainly push for the center. I've avoided swapping bishops because somehow I feel my bishop could be actually a better piece than his bishop. Now I've achieved e4, his bishop is blocked in somewhat. So I can still play this one and get a very nice pass pawn. And where would he put his king then? But what else? Okay, let's do this. Let's get a pass pawn. But this is the one thing that's just on my mind. So I'm going to step out of the way of that, because he's got to keep defending the pawn on c6 here. So he can't move his... Well, he could move his rook here. That is true. But then my rooks are probably better. Okay, so now up he comes. And change of plan. Go back to using this pawn again. So he's defending very well here, I think. Defending very well. And this is a tough game, this one. There's something weird. Okay, I'm going to try this weird move. And the reason this just doesn't work, does it? Because he plays a very natural rook here. Why did I do this? This is stupidity. Is this why I did it? Did I have a reason? If I can get my rook anywhere to check his king, then my pawn again becomes very dangerous. So another good move from my opponent, stopping that idea. It's a very good move, that one. Don't like this move, but what else? King maybe slipping in, but he's getting ready. And now bishop here would be great. Right. Fuck, I've really messed this up. What an Egypt I am. Just gotta, roundly play crap now. Well played my opponent though. He did play well here, to his credit. So we have to give him that. And he's even winning on time, so this is not... Oh no. I've fucking fallen for that as well. Oh, well, that was annoying. I felt like I was doing alright in that game until I started throwing it away. So we keep playing this guy. But I think what we'll do now, we have to put a little time limit on it. And as soon as I lose another game, we're going to be out of there. So let's see if we can take this guy down. He's got 1.5 out of 1.5 out of 2 against me, but I've been getting very good positions, especially in the Dutch, and I'm going to move a bit quicker now because he's obviously quick at the end of the game. So my position's nice and controlling the centre, a little bit better for black. He's got double pawns, so the opening has gone well. Is he trying to do this? Well, he can do that if he wants to. I can even go stone wall, but let's... Not sure why I put the knight there, because it's a little bit willing of me to do that. But he still has these double pawns. Okay, now some knight jump next. Guess this way because of my bishop. I mean, if he could get 2 moves in using Harry, it would be quite dangerous here because he could start to open up the diagonal towards my king. But you can't really play 2 moves in a game of chess unless you're cheating. So he's actually aiming to swap the queens off. Now, I'm happy to see this because he has the worst pawn structure. We say pawn islands. I have 2 pawn islands. This is one over here, all my pawns together, and this one here. And they can all look after each other. But he has 3 pawn islands. One here, and one here. And these ones on the queen side, I would say, are particularly weak. And at some point, these guys I can start to target. And my knight now is immediately aiming to put some pressure on them. And he's going to have to go here if he doesn't want to lose this pawn. But his position is already starting to look very bad. So I've even got g5 coming. So he is giving up a pawn. That's not the pawn I expected to win. But you know what? I'll take it. And I can even... Can I do this? Am I getting greedy? Nah, greed is good. It's not really. I don't think greed is... Is greed good? Don't be greedy. Only in chess. Only in chess be greedy. And my position is looking tremendous now, and maybe I can even play something clever like here. If he takes my bishop, then I will take his bishop, and I keep targeting more pawns. Am I going to try and take another one? Oh yes, greedy me. And let's just make sure I'm well defended there. And this position is obviously winning, but knowing what I'm like, we still have to be a little bit careful. I'm just going to try to take everything. Okay, he resigned. He is 3 pawns down in an ending. That's good. That's more like it. That's the kind of quick win we want. I've never been called a pawn grabber before, but there's always a first. There's always a first. So let's keep the quick... Oh no, I went... You know what? I actually meant to drag... That was actually a mouse slip. I actually meant to drag my knight there, but the bishop moved there. But okay, it's not the end of the world. I think this is a variation, but it's a bit more positional than the kind of stuff I normally play. I normally put the knight there because that forces him at some point to give up his bishop for the knight. So the line that's being played here, I'm hopefully not falling into some nasty trick, am I? Okay, he can win a pawn. I'm not too worried about him winning a pawn because is there compensation here? Do I have compensation? Or is there no compensation? Maybe there's no compensation here. It should be a bit shit. Is there compensation? Well, I don't know. 2 pawns. We've been in this position before. If you've been watching from the start, you will know that once you've given up 1 pawn, you might as well give the whole bloody lot up, right? But I can't allow him to take my knight. Is there any attacking chances here at all? He's so greedy, isn't he? Look at him going around grabbing all those bits. I need to get the rook around. Or I think I'm kind of punting here. This looks like bullshit, doesn't it? I have to say, the more I'm looking at this position, the more I'm thinking, and he's taken another one. Bloody hell. I did say that greed was good, but there is a limit. I mean, all of my pieces now are open. Greedy bastard. Okay, now the queens cannot come off the board because that... Can I do some stuff like that is my first thought, and the answer is no. So maybe greed is just good. Maybe he's got away with this. This was a good move which I failed to see. So check is nothing, right? Do we agree? So I have to keep the queens on. How many pawns down? It's only 3. It's only 3 pawns, and we're bringing in the big guns. I mean, it's only 3. It's only 3 pawns. That's nothing. It's nothing. What's 3 pawns, eh? When it gets to like 5 or 6, you know, that's when you're like, yeah, 5 or 6 is a lot of pawns, but 3, pff, absolutely nothing. Okay, right. I say absolutely nothing. I've still got to think of a plan, and a plan is but failing me in this position at the moment. I mean, I could just keep kicking his queen around, but to what end? He's going to come over here, and what am I doing here? I need to have a plan. He's very solid. I need this on the board, but how do I do that? His queen, yeah, I don't. Okay, we'll go here. Now, if he does come over here, can I then take the queens off and come in? Maybe I have to. Okay, he's going this way. I don't want to swap the queens off, but I'm not believing this now. Was it ever believable? Not sure. Okay, now my last chance. Come on, rook. Oh no. He's found a good move. Well, you know what? I've given up so much. Might as well give up a little bit more, eh? And last punt. Oh, I could have gone there. I don't feel this is gonna land. Is this gonna land, people? Knight here. He takes my bishop. It really is looking a little bit shit. Yeah, it's not working, is it? Not working. And now he's trying to get the queens off as well. Okay, we have to keep them on. My last roll of the dice. In we go. We're trying to get them in. And in we go. More desperate than anything else. So, and he's stopping everything. In we go again. They can't go backwards anymore. There's only one way they can go, and that's forwards. If I can get my bishop here, there is a checkmate. Rook, if he goes, for example, queen... Oh, I can't go there. Okay. Now this one is there. In we go. We got to do it. But he is taking here, unfortunately. He didn't do it. He did that. Very nice move as well. And he's going to just take my rook next move. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, well, there you go. My final rating up a little bit of points, but my opponent played well there. And I think we're going to call it a little day of chess there. Do please, I'll try to do a bit more streaming. I'll put this up on YouTube where there's obviously quality content. Make sure you do all that liking, subscribing rubbish. You know, like and subscribe to YouTube, follow this channel, do all that kind of stuff. And where should we go? Wow, 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 wow. Okay, right, we're going to give some a raid. Again, thank you very much, everyone who's listening. If you subscribe to my channel, even bigger thank you. That is really awesome. And, you know, if you follow me, you'll know when I'm doing more of this random stuff. I'll try not to lose as many games next time, but you know what, I can't promise anything. So cheers. I'm going to do a little raid to a friend of mine who great streamer, so go and say hello to Ellen. And yeah, I'll be back again. Have I watched the candidates? I've watched a bit of it, but I'm actually just going to go for a beer later. It sounds much more fun to me, much more up my street. So cheers. Check out my YouTube channel, do subscribe to YouTube. Bye for now.